Hey guys, how y'all doing? I'm here to give you guys a recap on the new chapter of One Piece, which is on chapter 833. This chapter gives out a lot of stuff here and there. I gotta say, it's pretty surprising in a way, and it's disgusting at the same time. For me, that is. Not like in a way like it's like terrible disgusting, even though a lot of people will say that. Possibly say that for One Piece as it was repetitive, but in terms of what just happened in this chapter and what is shown about Sanji's family, dear lord. His father is literally on one of my most hated persons right now. For the time being. So, unless Oda wants to give out some kind of redeeming quality, which I hope he doesn't, but give out another lesson to be taught, they are still being nothing more than list to me, okay? So let's just get this started right away. Okay, at the beginning of the chapter, we have to it that Yonji, who is apparently having his face fixed up because Sanji busted his butt, thank goodness it's off screen, and so forth. But his face gets fixed up later, and he's actually surprised to see to it that that Sanji gotten better than him. And as for Sanji, he clashes against his stooped up father. He says, you try to kick your own father, but Sanji's like, for the last time, I'm going to tell you, you're not my parent anymore. You started this fight, I'm here to freaking finish it. And therefore, he goes like, you returned home, and that means you are my son. And yeah, for someone who's trying to spear me and trying to impale me, go to freaking hell, you know? As soon as this tea party's over, I'm getting out of here. He goes like, yeah, you still trying to act like that? You're gonna sit idly by by such a betrayal? He goes like, you think I could care less after what happened? I'm only here to protect my own crew, nothing more. And therefore, his father ends up telling him, what, you saying you sacrificed your own family? He goes like, yeah, right, you're no longer my family. And we get to know a little backstory that Sanji was trying to make something for someone, for a commoner or for someone, you know? But they go, that guy is a filthy rat. Sanji gets upset about this and punches Yonji as it shows her the backstory of Sanji. But he gets beaten up later, which shows much more of what the hell's going on. He goes like, you dare trying to hurt us, you know, yada yada yada. And we have to it that Sanji gets beaten up and he tries to call his father for help. But he goes like, why should I help you? You're going to be a useless warrior in the future. I have no obligation to help you whatsoever or raising you. And that is when Sanji was on his own right there. And therefore, we have to it that Sanji gets beaten up right there. And Sanji still remembers that horrible past that he can never get rid of. And his father asks him, what the heck are you trying to reminisce about now? And to think you're capable of using hockey, I'm pretty surprised. I'm like, yeah, right, go to freaking hell, will ya? And he goes like, what the hell are you trying to do? I told you to pick up a sword. Isn't that the only way we remember seeing that? But he goes like, no, my hands are used to cook for people, okay? Let alone handle a sharp tool. But I'm never going to use it for combat. You hear me? And we have to it that Sanji's father says, I see you still making food for a bunch of filthy rats. Don't you remember the royals are never meant to serve others, which is why Sanji left, because he hates that. And what do you have to complain about this marriage? He goes like, I'm disgusted by it. You know, we have to it that as the chapter continues on, Sanji, on the other hand, uses Diablo Jambe and goes against him. But apparently that didn't work out. And I'm thinking in my mind, are you kidding me, dude? That is... I'm not trying to be really upset to see that Sanji's losing this fight, but to see to it that his attacks aren't working, it really upsets me. But he goes like, war is what advances technology. And then he uses electromagnetic crack on him, blaster, and then... It seems like Sanji seems to be unfazed by it. We get to know a little bit more of a freaking, like, backstory of what happened to Sanji, dude. Like, he was in a jail cell, not to mention having an iron mask on him, and... Oh, man. He ends up saying that poor runt had a rough back there. He said, Father, let me out. It's either him or possibly, like, freaking... another person. But one thing for sure, it is Sanji himself, because he is wearing a 3 and so forth. And god dang it, I really hate his family already. And when he actually ends up getting ready to like fire another attack, he ends up realizing that his father says wall, and they end up coming in the way, and Sanji's like, yo, what the heck are you doing? Get out of the way. But it's too late, and he couldn't do it, and he tries to block it with his foot, but it didn't work, and it seems like he lost the match. But it doesn't even seem like he got knocked out, though, which is really, really upsetting. Not to mention about, like, not to also mention about that Sanji could at least take a major hit to the guy, but oh man, there's a lot of things I could have gone this way, you know, but still. Anyways, after the battle, it looks like Sanji getting his wounds tended up by his sister, and he gets really upset knowing that he doesn't want to see his father, you know? He goes like, say what you want, it doesn't change the fact that your blood is running through your damn veins. And he also tells him that the German soldiers will give their life, would give the life, and don't even think about it twice. That's how we make an ultimate army. And Sanji's like, well, if you want to rule the freaking ocean, why don't you do what you gotta do anyway, you know? But we have to it that his father says, you know what? All we need from you is like a simple freaking cooperation. That's it. We see here, if we ally ourselves with Big Mom, it will make a bigger reality. So he ends up saying that despite a marriage, Sanji's father realizes that he will never handle one of his precious sons. But what makes it ugly right now is that he remembers, like, yes, that's right. Now that I think of it, I had an extra dud laying around somewhere. So in other cases, he's referring to Sanji, and he ends up saying that your nothing means to an end, nothing more. And he ends up saying, let me say this clear, I still and never will see a fool like you as a son of mine, not even the slightest. So he pretty much doesn't see Sanji as a son, but as a tool for his ambitions and goals, instead of like ruling the freaking North Blue whatsoever, you know, that kind of thing. So in order for Sanji not to run away, he ends up putting like freaking wristbands or wrist collars on his like hands, you know. And well, sorry if I kind of got that wrong, forgive me. Anyways, we have to it that your hands are known to be precious to you, right? So if you try leaving here or anything else, you will lose your hands. So these wristlets you have are no different. Try leaving this island, they blow up. So we're even happy that Big Mom lent us a pair, and she's the only one, the only one to possess a key to all of those devices. So in other cases, we're never going to let you leave this place alive in the first place, and that's never going to happen. Not to mention, whether you like it or not, I'll have you proceed with the marriage. So Sanji's trapped in a pickle right now. The only way to get Sanji out of this predicament on those wristlets is to grab a key from Big Mom and unlock them. So you can guarantee that we're going to have a giant fight at the marriage or at the tea party thing. Guaranteed. But there's a lot of things that could go down. Where's Jinbei and where's the others, you know? There's a lot of things that can go down. That's one thing I will say for sure. So I still have hope that Sanji's going to get out of this predicament. But his father and his family is full of shizettes, okay? That is one thing I will say for sure. Now, many of y'all may think this is what I am and what I'm thinking, but the way how I think about life and so forth is totally different from pathetic royalties and nobilities, alright? Ever since I've been reading about them and hearing about a lot of stuff, or even watching them in fiction whatsoever, they disgust me to the biggest and slightest. They disgust me big time. So, Sanji, hope you become okay, man. Luffy, where the freaking hell are you, man? Until then, I'll see you guys in my next video. So, I'm out for Zero. Have a good day, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out. Bye-bye. Toot-toot.